Welcome back to the Story Report. If you haven't figured it out by now, my name is Tom. I'm the team leader at the Story team, and we sell real estate in Toronto. And every single month for the better part of the last 4.5 years, I've been putting out a monthly update video to tell you what's going on in the Toronto real estate market, the stats we're seeing, the trends, and everything that we're noticing on the ground level doing this every single day. And let's just say the numbers for July of 2020 are very interesting. The first number that I want to jump into is the year-over-year sales numbers. So if we break it down, there was 11,081 sales in July of 2020. If you compare that to 2019, there was only 8,555 sales. That's a 30% increase in sales. So the reason why I think the sales numbers are so much higher compared to last year is because of all the pent-up demand. If you really look what happened in March, April, May, where all of those would have been sellers didn't go to the market, something we were talking about then, we were saying, well, I think maybe the spring market is just going to be pushed to the summer, and that's exactly what's happened. But the big number that everyone's obviously going to be talking about is the average sale price. So the average sale price in the Greater Toronto area was $963,000. That number is up over 16% year over year from just a shade over $800,000 in 2019. But then it really breaks down into two different asset classes. So a lot of the big numbers you're seeing, the big gains, the big price increases happening in the freehold market. That's detached properties, semi-detached properties, freehold townhouses where you own the land under it. And the reason why, and forgive me if I sound like a broken record on this if you've watched any of my videos before, is because of inventory. There just strictly is not enough homes available for how many buyers want to buy homes in specific pockets of Toronto. And that's why we've seen such a huge influx of demand. Not only just that, but anyone that's been quarantined in a condo for the past 3, 4, coming on 5 months, maybe is looking for some additional space. And now I'm talking about the Toronto real estate numbers, but this is happening in areas, surrounding areas all around the city. So you're seeing it in Guelph, you're seeing it in Milton. Try to buy a cottage right now. The market is extremely hot. So we're going through a period of time where the freehold properties are going to outpace the condos. So now let's switch gears and talk about what's happening in the condo market. And I've been talking a little bit about this lately, where for the first time, the condo market has really slowed down. Now, we have not seen price decreases at this point, but we've basically seen a pause since March in terms of condo prices. And I was talking about with the detached inventory is that there's just not enough. Where what's interesting on the condo side of things, inventory has doubled. And we're pushing towards more of a balanced market. Now, as a team that sells a lot of condos in Toronto, this is what I'm seeing, because it's not just specifically inventory level. It has everything to do with price point, and I want to break it down to you. So in July of 2020, there was 2,423 condos that were sold in the city of Toronto. But what's very interesting is that over 800,000, so from $800,000 all the way up to millions and millions of dollars, that only represented 13% of all the condo sales. So where did the rest of the sales happen? And this is really a price point thing. So if you now break down from 400,000 to 700,000, that $300,000 price gap, that represented 70% of all the sales that were happening. So don't get me wrong, it's not like condos aren't selling. Condos are very much selling, but they're very much selling under 700,000. As you push higher up into the threshold, 700 to 800,000 still doing okay, but it's taking 3, 4, 5 times longer than it used to. And then once you go over 800,000, it really represents a very small portion of what's actually selling. So the best way to sum up what's happening in condos right now, under 700,000 is still doing very well because there's not a lot of inventory, but the inventory has started to pile up in the higher end condo market. And then a quick prediction for what I think is going to happen the rest of 2020. It's going to be a busy year. I think freehold market will continue to grow at a rapid pace. And then what always happens time and time again, When freehold becomes unachievable for the average buyer, that's when the condo market starts picking up again. So condos have outpaced freehold properties for the past 5 years. That's not going to be the case for the next 6 to 12 months. I think freehold's going to keep going, but as that gap in price gets wider, a lot of people are going to say, well, why don't I just buy the condo? That makes more sense. It sticks within my price range. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was informative and valuable to you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Our team has some amazing properties right now. You can check them out at storyteam.ca or on our Instagram at the storyteam. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, home is where your story begins.